Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Great to have you with us. Welcome. 888-900-3393. Also, Pat Unleashed on Twitter if you want to get in touch with us during the course of the show. It's just that easy to do. All right, we've talked about strange deaths over the months and last couple of years. Nobody knows what to attribute these things to. It's just weird.
It's just weird
that otherwise healthy people are all of a sudden dying of cardiac arrest or, sudden adult death syndrome. When did that start? Oh, that's always been here. You just haven't paid attention. No. That's a stinking lie. That's an absolute lie. You know who just died is, the woman from Julie and Julia? Did you ever see that movie?
No, but that's not the unexplained death that I thought you were going with.
Well, we'll have to get to the next one.
Exactly.
Julie Powell of Julie and Julia died of cardiac arrest.
Wow.
49 years old. 49. And just dropped dead from cardiac arrest. Wonder what happened there. That's really weird. It's just something that happens now for no apparent reason. It's just perfectly normal. It's just a natural death. For perfectly healthy 49-year-old just dropping dead from cardiac arrest. Happens all the time, every day. Also, I started looking around for if anybody, talked about, I don't know, injections that she's received of some sort in the last year or two. But I found some weird stuff. I didn't realize. I didn't really follow her after the movie. I liked the movie. She apparently wrote a big book about cheating on her husband, which is weird. But then he found out, so he started cheating on her too.
Wait, after the book was published? Yeah, it's like, wait.
Yeah, it was right as the book was being published. Clear back in 2009. Then she wrote another one called, she wrote a new book. It wasn't Mastering the Art of, what was the one I don't know. Whatever it was called, that was Julie and Julia, right? Okay. It was Julie and Julia. And then she wrote one called something else. Oh, Cleaving. Cleaving. A story of marriage, meat, and obsession.
What in the world? That must be awkward. Yeah. So, honey, you're going to see my name on a book that's going to be published tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Just wanted to give you a heads up on that. There's some stuff in it. You don't need to read it or anything.
Apparently, he knew, and she talked about the fact that she was going to write it, and I guess he relented. He's like, oh, okay, whatever. And they stayed together. They were still together when she died.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
I thought you were going with Mike Zimmer, 38-year-old NFL coach.
Oh, well.
Bengals offensive analyst who was found dead in his home.
No.
Unexpectedly. Cause of death not revealed yet.
Well, it's sudden adult death syndrome.
Probably, yeah.
Which has always happened. Since, geez, really?
Now, based
Mike
on
Zimmer?
NFL vaccination rates. Yeah.
You got to believe he was vaccinated.
Yeah. And it's Mike Zimmer's son, Adam Zimmer.
Oh.
38 years old.
38?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yep.
Gee. Yeah, just gone. Just like that. No apparent reason. It's just not normal. It's just not natural. And so don't tell me it's a natural death. They died of natural causes. No. It's not natural for a 38-year-old to drop dead.
And if you are a subscriber, blazetv.com/Pat, you will want to go and see yesterday's overtime, where, well, the title of yesterday's overtime is Died Suddenly. So I want to go and check that out.
Well, let's start with something, well, we already kind of started, but let's continue with something that feels a little bit better. Bill Maher roasting liberals. Interesting.
What better costume to wear this year than the most ridiculous one I could think of? You.
For liberals. This is a message to liberals.
This year, I'm going as an uber-woke, overly anxious, perpetually offended 20-something. Would you like to see what I have for this costume? I think you're going to really enjoy it. Okay, first of all, I have my the patriarchy t-shirt. Oh, yes. And then I have a check patriarchy car insurance.
Yep.
Okay, I've got my my nose ring.
All right.
My vape pen.
Mm-hmm.
I've got my cloth surgical mask, my surgical mask, my N95 mask, and my face shield.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Then after I leave the house, I have my Klonopin to take the edge off, my Adderall to put it back on. I have my participation trophy.
Yep.
My cat ear headphones to listen to sad music, the stick that goes up my ass, and the leash for my support animal. And just in case anyone still doesn't get what I'm all about, I have a wet blanket. All right. Thank you very much.
That's brilliant.
It is, man.
That's brilliant. Wow.
Happy Halloween.
I mean, he gets it. He gets it.
Yep.
It's so surprising that he gets it, but he does. So good for him. I mean, it's gotten to be too much for Bill Maher. Who's, I mean, I always considered Bill Maher an extremist. And look at him.
Yeah. I mean, he still goes after conservatives. We don't play those clips. But
I know.
But he is even-handed now on his criticism, which is not what he used to be.
Right. Boy, that's for sure. Jeez. All right. PolitiFact fact-check Pfizer's admission. But who's fact-checking their fact-check is what I'd like to know. They write, the alleged revelation about Pfizer vaccine trial is nothing new. Now, Pfizer admitted that they didn't study the efficacy of their drug, of the vaccine. So PolitiFact writes, Pfizer did not claim that a clinical trial for its COVID-19 vaccine was testing whether the vaccine prevented transmission of the coronavirus to other people. What?
Yeah, the lady over in Europe said that. Yeah, we didn't.
Yeah, I know they didn't, but they didn't talk about that. They never said they didn't.
Absolutely
at the beginning.
not. No.
And they led us to believe that they did.
Right.
So this is very disingenuous. Mm-hmm. It's really, they might not have said that at the beginning. Hey, we tested this and blah, blah, blah. No, what they did do was say it was 95% effective at preventing the spread. So don't tell me that Pfizer didn't do, this is nothing new. Shut up.
Yeah. You would assume if you're saying
sacks.
that. If you're saying that.
If you're saying it's 95% effective, we're believing that you tested that.
Sure.
And they know that we're believing that. It's just a lie. The aim of the drug trial is whether the vaccine was safe and if it prevented disease from SARS-CoV-2. Wait, what? Well, okay, yeah, that's what we're talking about. That it doesn't prevent the disease. Details of Pfizer's clinical trial for its COVID-19 vaccine have been available online since November 2020. Have they? Do they have the ingredients on it? I'd like to know. When the Drug Administration announced in December 2020 its emergency use authorization for the Pfizer vaccine, the agency said there was no data available on whether the shot prevented transmission from person to person. What? No, I mean, if they said that, it was just a quick blurb, and then they focused again on the 95% efficacy, because that's all we heard at the beginning, was that it was 95% effective in preventing the spread of COVID-19. That's why we were all going to get back to work. That's why we thought, okay, this is going to be the cure to lockdowns. We can open businesses up again. People can go to sporting events again. All of that was based on the proposition that the COVID vaccine stopped the spread of COVID. What else is a vaccine for? It's to prevent the disease. Oh, we didn't test polio, whether or not the polio vaccine was going to stop polio. Can you imagine that? Yeah, we didn't expect it to stop the spread of polio. We didn't claim it was going to stop polio. Is that what you wanted on the vaccine? Yeah. Oh, the smallpox. That doesn't smallpox. What are you talking about? A vaccine is supposed to prevent the disease, right? I mean, this just doesn't make any sense. And yet, PolitiFact is right there for Pfizer, Big Pharma. All of a sudden, Big Pharma, they love Big Pharma. Amazing. 888-900-3393. Also, at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. We didn't have this yesterday, but on Halloween, Dr. Jill Biden got dressed up for Halloween. And this is just so great. Here's what she dressed up as.
Look at this, huh? That's cute. Look at that outfit. She's got the purple hair. They got the wing. That's hip. How old is she? Because that's a hip
80.
costume right there.
She's hideous, man. There's not a single thing she could do that would be appealing. Not like, one thing.
That almost looks like if the cartoon Jim grew up, and there she is. She's 71 years old.
Oh, she's only 71.
Don't wear butterfly wings and purple hair and makeup that on your face like that. Like, oh gosh, that's rough.
She's quite a bit younger than him.
Babysitter, man. He married the babysitter. I mean, seriously, he married the family babysitter.
Yeah, that's right. That's adorable, though. That's great. But she's a doctor. He married the doctor babysitter.
Did he?
Also, Biden was in top form yesterday talking about inflation. Here's that.
And they talk about inflation.
They talk about inflation.
You know, we're dealing with it for a whole second. Inflation is a worldwide problem right now. Because of a war in Iraq and the impact on oil and what Russia's doing. I mean, excuse me, the war in
Ukraine, Iraq.
And
I don't know.
Thinking of Iraq because that's where my son died. But the point is,
I mean, I can't believe it. It is absolutely unreal.
We thought you'd like that one.
Oh my god,
it's fun, right,
dude? Your son did not die in Iraq. Stop saying it. Everybody knows he did not die in Iraq. I not Iraq because my son died in Iraq. No, he did not. Okay, come on now. It's time for this guy to go away, to a rest home. Or just go back to Delaware. I don't give a rat's ass where you go. Just go there because it's clearly over. Either he is the biggest, most obvious liar in the history of this office.
Yes.
Or he's got some problems where he just can't remember what actually happened, what's real and what isn't. I think he's actually convinced himself now that his son died in Iraq. I think he did. His people tell him, Mr. President, you can't say that. He didn't die in Iraq. People are going to fact check you on that, and we're going to look bad because you're claiming, that's like stolen valor. The president is stealing valor.
Well, hold on. He said something, mumbled something right after. I couldn't hear it. So could we, Kayla, play the last 10 seconds of that clip? Because I think I don't know what he said right after that bow thing.
the war in Ukraine. And thinking of Iraq because that's where my son died. Because he died. But the point
because he died. Okay.
Because he died.
Okay, never mind.
What?
I don't know.
So does that fix it?
No.
Did that fix it for you? No, it didn't for me either.
He's just the worst.
So because he died.
Good, right? He's good at this.
He's trying to say, but he loves to claim it.
Mm-hmm.
And he insists on claiming it. He wishes his son had died in Iraq rather than, if his son's going to die, he wishes it would have been in Iraq than at home in a hospital from cancer.
Yeah.
And so I think what he was doing at the end of it, because of it, he's trying to blame Iraq for his son's death. in Iraq, but he died because of Iraq. Right?
Yeah. Sure.
Either way, it doesn't work because it didn't happen. And you don't know how he got cancer. You don't know that. You don't know if it was from the pit fires or whatever it was.
Burn pits.
Yeah, the burn pits. Oh, man. Jeez. In every war, there's something, though. Agent Orange, burn pits. I mean, geez, protect these guys from that crap. So, anyway, the liar-in-chief went after Marco Rubio and apparently took the Lord's name in vain again.
And are we doing the bleep version or the non-bleeped here?
Let's play the non. Let's see if he actually did, because there's some people that say he's saying "got." Let's see.
A senator from Florida going after Medicare and Social Security?
No, he's not.
I tell you what, I don't know where, as they say in Southern, don't know where you all been. Hot damn, boy. I tell you, look.
No.
He might be saying hot damn. I think he's saying hot damn.
Okay.
So maybe he didn't there. Well, good. All right. Good. I think it's hot damn. Yeah, because that's a Southern expression.
Yeah.
So he's blaming Marco Rubio for going after Social Security, or as he says, Social Security and Medicare. Now, what are you talking about? When has Marco Rubio ever said he's coming after Social Security and Medicare? This is another flat-out lie they're trying to pin on Republicans right now because they're so stinking desperate. They're out of their minds with desperation. And they're making up anything they possibly can to try to fearmonger and scare people out of voting for Republicans. Jeez, it better not work. All right. I got to tell you about a brand new sponsor, Kamikoto Knives. Man, I love these. It's time to up your kitchen knife game with Kamikoto Knives. Using traditional techniques, Kamikoto crafts beautiful knives. Now, these are, too. They are really nice-looking knives. Using steel sourced from Japan, each blade is made with techniques that have been honed and perfected by generations of knife smiths. They come in a beautiful, heavy-duty ash wood box, and every blade is individually inspected, comes with a lifetime guarantee. And you got to be, these are so sharp. You got to make sure that they're, out of the hands of, out of the way of children, because they are amazing knives. They'll cut through steak like you can't believe. They will cut through. Remember the old commercial? We were talking about this yesterday. The old commercials where it'll even cut through a tin can.
Yeah, is that something that
I don't slice up a lot of cans.
You don't spend a lot of time doing that?
I don't. But I know these could. But because of their single bevel edge, Kamikoto knives can achieve a wickedly sharp edge, the kind you just can't get with other knives. These are cut through your ribeye like butter sharp. I mean, really cut through ribeye. Kamikoto knives are used by several chefs working at Michelin star restaurants around the world. They make amazing gifts that come in beautiful boxes. You can maintain each knife's edge with one of Kamikoto's sharpening whetstones. And like I said, they're so confident in their product that each and every knife comes with a lifetime guarantee. If you go ahead and buy now, Kamikoto is offering you an extra $50 off site-wide on top of their Black Friday sale. Go to Kamikoto.com. That's Kamikoto. Kamikoto.com/unleashed. And use the offer code UNLEASHED for an extra 50% off. Kamikoto.com/unleashed. That's Kamikoto.com/unleashed.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Man, the Democrats throwing everything they can at the wall, seeing what sticks. They've come up with a Trump ex-girlfriend now, Kara Young. She was apparently the girlfriend that former President Trump had between Marla and his wife, his current wife. What's her face?
No, the first lady.
Yeah, the former first lady.
Oh.
Whose name are you not remembering
you
either
threw
right
me
now?
on the Oh my gosh, where does the time go, Melania? I'm
Melania,
so sorry.
thank you. Yeah, it was between Marla and Melania.
Okay, I was thinking
Dang.
Ivana or whatever.
Ivanka? No, she's no.
Ivana. So he had Marla Maples, right?
Yes.
Ivana,
Right.
and then Melania. And you're saying between
Marla and Melania,
got it.
he had Kara Young, who was a supermodel. And her claim is now, or Maggie Haberman wrote a book called Confidence Man, The Making of Donald Trump and the Breaking of America. Pfft, brother. And she had something in the book that supposedly the ex-girlfriend has now confirmed. So that means it's just done. Well, that doesn't mean anything. Does she have a tape recording of it? Why do we believe her all of a sudden? But let's see what was actually said. I'm looking for the horribly racist comment
I haven't heard any
that
of
was
this.
made.
This is brand new to me.
Is it?
Uh-huh.
Haberman has spoken out about Trump's racism, including a recent book TV episode in which she detailed Trump's remark to his then girlfriend. Jonathan Alter says, really or not? I mean, some of the big public things like birtherism was pretty thoroughly racist. How is birtherism racist? I don't even understand that.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't born in the U.S. or people claimed that. How is that a racist thing? What are you talking about? Weird. That's just weird how they make, but everything's about race to these people. But there are detailed other details you have, like, I didn't know that he had a girlfriend just before Melania. So Maggie Haberman says, overlapping with Melania. Jonathan Alter says, half black. Her father was white, right? Mother was black. And he, what did he say about her? So Maggie Haberman claims he met her parents and he told her, meaning the girlfriend, that she got her beauty from her mom and her brains from her dad, or the white side. Oh, jeez. I mean, unreal. In the book, the story's presented literally as parenthetical. Weeks after meeting Young's parents, Trump told her that she had gotten her beauty from her mother and her intelligence from her dad, the white side. He said, he laughed as he said it. Young told him that wasn't something to joke about. And that's it. That's the story. And apparently they got a hold of the girlfriend and she said yes. Well, I mean, how do we know that's true? How do we know that you're not just making that up because now you don't like him as president? Or who knows what the deal is? You know, and this was more than 20 years ago. And we're just supposed to buy, oh, okay, well, that proves it.
Yeah, if you have evidence of
so tired of it.
Severe character flaw like that, maybe you could let us know before an election.
Yeah. How about 2016, Kara? That would have been maybe a good time. Hey, by the way, this guy's a racist.
Or he comes down the escalator in 2015, you're like,
right.
Whoa.
Right.
I don't know.
It would make sense, wouldn't it? If you had concerns like this. No, she just wants to make money now from the Democrat Party. Or from Maggie Haberman. Who knows? Who knows who's paying her off? I just don't believe anything anymore. You can't believe your eyes, your ears, or any of your senses anymore because these people are continually pulling something. Speaking of those who have no business in political office, John Fetterman was on CNN's morning show yesterday where he was asked about inflation. I bet this is good. Let's pay attention. Pay close attention.
Well, let's talk about inflation because that's a big concern for voters.
Okay.
What do you think the biggest cause of inflation is? And should the Biden administration be doing more?
No, I just do. I think that simply is also, let's talk about the trillions in massive tax cuts to the corporate tax structure as well. True. You know, trillions of dollars
as well,
that are added to the deficit, and now they still want to support those as well. True. I think in terms of being very serious about addressing inflation is making sure that those rates are brought back into a line with what they should have been, where they're able to fight the deficit.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Your next U.S. Senator from the great state of Pennsylvania.
Ooh.
Wow, that's powerful.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Kudos to Don Lemon. By the way, how you enjoying waking up in the morning, Don? For keeping a straight face during that. He was able to just keep that poker face. I could not. I would not have been able to do that.
I would have said, I'm sorry, John, what did you just say?
Just repeat your answer.
Could you repeat that again?
For people that weren't paying attention.
Because I know it takes you a little while to process things. So now that you've had some time to process, tell me what you're trying to say again. Wouldn't that be reasonable? It would. Frankly, it would be very reasonable. They're not going to do it, but... And here's the Democrat mayor of Carbondale, Pennsylvania, explaining how Fetterman got this close to the U.S. Senate. I mean, you might sit around wondering sometimes, how did this guy get to where he is right now, within a few points of Dr. Oz for the battle for the U.S. Senate?
The lieutenant governor in Pennsylvania really has not shown much of anything for the working class of Pennsylvania. And it was really kind of a joke, I think, the first time around. He got into office after the previous lieutenant governor had huge issues with disrespecting folks in the legislature and even executive staff. So they found this guy to run, and thought it would be funny to put this guy in office, and now he's on the verge of potentially becoming a U.S. senator. That's a scary thought. He really does have radical policies. And,
thank you.
Again, can't back them up when he speaks. I understand he has some health issues, but certainly that's not the case. Why people should or shouldn't vote for him.
Wow. Okay, well, that's a Democrat.
Sure is.
Telling us that John Fetterman is a radical. And that's true. Yeah, apart from his difficulties now after the stroke. He's a radical and does not belong in the US
I thought he
Senate.
was for fracking. That's not radical. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Didn't he just say at the debate?
He did. Yeah, he said it at the debate last week.
Yeah, he was for fracking.
Here's what he said last week, if you remember correctly.
I do support fracking, and
you don't.
I support fracking, and I stand, and I do support fracking.
And you stand, and you do support fracking. Okay, so that's what he just
he's
said.
Pro-fracking.
What did he say before that, before the stroke?
Oh, okay, let's see. Let's see. Clip 6.
And I've been very strong supporter of fracking.
I don't support fracking at all, and I never have.
I called for a moratorium on fracking. There's no such thing as a green fracker.
I'm not pro-fracking.
2016 fracking moratorium pledge that Fetterman signed for an environmental watchdog group, as well as a 2016 tweet he sent while running for U.S. Senate.
I don't support fracking. I think it's something that has to eventually go away, and I would like to see it, transition out.
Okay, come on now.
He may not remember.
My gosh.
He just may not remember. It was a long time ago.
Ancient, how old were you in 2016? I was 6. I was 6 years old in 2016. So yeah, I can see where he'd forget.
Can we get a fact check on Pat's age?
Call PolitiFact right now. See if they can check that. Wow, that's a pretty strong condemnation of fracking. He wants a moratorium on fracking. But then he says this?
I do support fracking.
Why?
And
since when?
I don't.
You support fracking.
And I stand, and I do support fracking.
And you do support fracking. Now, wouldn't an interesting follow-up be, Mr. Fetterman, Mr. Lieutenant Governor, when did that begin? Because you were strongly against fracking.
Oz tried that
in the past.
Yeah, he tried that during the debate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so latest polls there.
Yeah, they're dead heat right now, right?
Yeah.
I think 47 all.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to see which one of these was after the debate.
I mean, it's scary. It should not be this close anymore.
Yeah, Oz +3 and a tie in polls since the debate.
Dang!
But you saw something where it was Fetterman +5?
Yeah, but that went away quickly. It was +5, +3 tied, I think. Please, people.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Hi. Great to have you with us. Well, halfway through the week. already again. And that means it's time to chew the fat with Jeffy. As soon as our young people just get finished with the fabulous intro here.
I mean, I could start.
No. Do not shortchange the children.
It's their moment, man.
The children.
Okay.
This is so beautiful, too, that,
It is.
That they share their talent with us like
That's
this.
the word.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Oh, boy.
The lung capacity here is impressive.
It is. I wouldn't be surprised to hear something like this nationally outside of this show.
Oh, like on a car commercial, maybe.
Right.
Yeah, to show how quiet it is inside the car while that's playing outside and you can't even hear it.
Because they don't want to hear it. We do.
Right. Right. But, of course, that would never happen. Oh, okay, now.
No.
Here it is. Chewing the fat with Jeffy.
Just let me say that tonight, $1.20 billion is the Powerball drawing.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. 1.2 billion?
$1.20 billion.
Is that a record or
fourth largest?
Okay.
Right,
Jeez,
so we
fourth.
have 1.586 billion, which is the number one. That was a Powerball, and then the other two are mega balls, which was 1.537 and 1.337. So
the cash option, I think, was right at $500,000. $500 million. I'm sorry,
$596.7 million.
Right,
almost $600 million for the cash payout.
That's not bad.
Yeah, but you're only going to get $400 million of that after taxes.
I know.
Is it worth spending the dollar? I don't know.
Well, first of all, it's $2, and it's $3 for the power play.
Oh wow.
That's
Okay.
why I play the power play. But I'm just saying, it's $3.
So
for the
which
power
lottery is this?
play. Powerball?
All right.
What happens if you get the power play?
You win.
No, but what does that do to the jackpot?
It gives you more chances to win.
Oh, I don't know how that works.
It gives you more chances to win, and it ups the value if you win the lower numbers. So anyway, it's look, no matter what, if you hit them all, that would be sweet.
It would.
That would be sweet.
Yeah, I would like that.
Yeah,
I would like that.
That would be sweet. But you can't win
You
if you
can't
don't
win
play.
if you don't play.
Don't play, bro.
That is true.
You gotta play.
So I was looking. Speaking of money, I just saw this story posted about the highest paid dead celebrities. The 13 highest paid dead celebrities.
Let me guess number one.
All right.
Elvis.
Nope.
Michael Jackson.
Nope. They're on the list.
Prince.
Nope. Okay, so the highest paid dead celebrity.
Okay.
Number one.
Yeah.
$500 million.
Okay. A year?
This year. 2022.
Wow.
J.R.R. Tolkien.
Oh, okay. Tolkien. Yeah, because of the
deal.
Yeah, the Lord of the Rings
Rings
were
of
being
power
made or something. I don't know.
The rings.
Drill down, whatever it was.
Yeah, whatever it was.
Number two.
Lord of the Rings, we changed this just enough to piss everybody off.
That's boring. Anyway.
Some of it was. Yeah. It got better toward the end, but go ahead.
Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant?
$400 million.
Over Elvis?
Elvis is fourth.
Wow.
Elvis is fourth with
Who's third?
$110
Michael
million.
Jackson?
David Bowie.
David Bowie?
$250 million. Michael Jackson is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th on the list at $75 million.
Okay.
Number 5?
Elvis.
Hardest working man in show business, James Brown.
Oh, James Brown.
$100 million. Number 4 is Elvis. Yeah. And then it goes down to the great Leonard Cohen, Dr. Seuss.
Okay.
Jeff Porcaro from Toto. How do you pronounce his last name?
Oh, Porcaro. Jeff Porcaro.
Yeah, Porcaro, yeah. $25 million.
I'm not sure I knew Jeff Porcaro was dead. I didn't know.
No, you do. Rest in peace, Jeff.
No, I like his music. I like Poco.
So he's sick.
Oh no, really?
Yeah,
Is he going to be okay?
No, he just died.
Oh crap! Dang it!
Didn't see that coming.
No, I didn't. Didn't see it coming at all.
Charles Schultz, Juan Gabriel. You know Juan Gabriel. You know him. You love Juan Gabriel.
Man, Juan Gabriel.
He's a huge Mexican
so meaningful in my
musician
life.
star, or was. John Lennon and George Harrison.
Wow. Under Jeff Picaro?
Yeah.
It is. Think of that. That's really something, isn't
Yeah.
it? That's really something. Wow. All right.
Yeah. I know.
Interesting list.
That is an interesting list. I have 3 sad news stories, though.
Okay.
For you today.
Bro, what is that?
Well,
a lot of death.
Well.
A new study suggests picking your nose may risk.
It's good for you. Caving your head in. Your head could literally cave in. That's what I tell my children. Hey, you pick your nose, your head's going to cave in.
It's going to give you dementia.
That escalated
What?
quickly.
It's going to give you dementia.
No, why?
Yeah, it damages the inside of the nostrils, creates a shortcut for bacteria to seep into the blood.
Oh, nice.
And travel directly to the brain.
Wow.
I know.
That's what you get.
So
Pick your nose.
It
Turn
it
into Joe
exposes
Biden.
the brain to chlamydia pneumoniae. It's not that chlamydia.
Oh, okay.
It's just a bacteria that gets into your brain. And they studied it on mice, and within a month, the
Do
rodents-
mice pick their noses?
Yes. Yes.
I didn't know
yes,
that.
they do.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well,
That's
now you do.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So stop picking your nose.
Right. Right.
Stop picking your nose. I mean, according to this, 6 million Americans suffer from Alzheimer's. And
Were
70
all of them nose pickers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
Okay.
They're doing that study now, but half of them can't remember if they were or not. So
No.
Anyway.
No.
yeah. Yeah. So they don't know what causes it.
Huh.
Alzheimer's. I mean, they don't know if it's poor diet or obesity.
They do know it causes nose picking, though. Snot. So
That's correct. Just stop picking your nose. Just stop picking your nose.
How'd you get there?
Yeah. I don't know. It's like a scientist.
Sad story number 2.
Like one. Like one. Similar to.
Sad story number 2.
Okay.
I don't know if you're going to be able to take this one, to be honest.
What
but
is
I'll
up
throw it
with
out
the
there.
sad stuff,
I
bro?
know.
I said I had 3 of them. 3 of them to start. All right.
Number 2.
Dolly Parton
Yeah.
says she's done with touring
Oh, no.
because she wants to be closer to home.
No.
I know. Well, look,
Don't say that.
Not all is lost.
Okay.
All right. She said that she may do special shows here and there.
Okay.
Now and then. Maybe do a long weekend
Bullet
of shows,
dodged.
but no intention of going on a
Oh,
full-blown tour.
my.
See, he set us up for like the
Goodness.
worst case scenario,
Right.
and he brought us back.
That was nice. That was nice.
Thank you.
Nicely done. Let me tell you about Birch Gold before you go any further.
Sad story number 3.
We got sad story number 3 coming up. You don't want to miss it. But with the consumer price index increasing again, the stock market, is just in turmoil right now. It's up, it's down in record numbers, and it's back up, and who knows what our illustrious leader is doing to quell the surge of inflation is making it worse, as we know. Spending more money, adding to the burden. Don't bury your head in the sand while your savings get decimated. Do something about it. Text Pat to 989-898. Birch Gold is going to send you a free info kit on how to protect your savings with gold in a tax-sheltered account. These are great people with almost 20 years experience converting IRAs and 401ks into precious metal IRAs. Don't allow the left to devalue your savings. At least start with the info kit. It's free. Just text Pat to 989-898. Birch Gold has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. They have countless 5-star ratings and thousands of satisfied customers. So check them out right now. Text Pat to 989-898 and secure your future with gold.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
And Jeffy has more chewing.
All right, sad story number 3. Goodwill will not have any Yeezy items in their stores.
No Yeezy?
If things weren't bad enough for
no.
Ye, Goodwill
No.
is pulling the plug. They apparently sent, and I don't know that there are a lot of Yeezy items at Goodwill.
Yeah.
But apparently they sent out a operations directive to its stores instructing staff to remove all Yeezy items and to instruct them to no longer accept products made by the music producer and the fashion designer. because they strive at Goodwill to maintain the most up-to-date product information.
Of course
on
they do.
Elevated brands available to sell.
Right.
So
okay,
they're removing all of the.
That's
Yeezy
very sad.
brands
I feel bad for
Sure.
Ye.
I know. Well, he's only worth like $400 million now.
Oh no,
Down from
Not
$2
even-
billion.
Yeah, he's
yeah.
not even a billionaire anymore. Well, I don't think he was a double billionaire.
Oh, I
feel
thought
like-
he was. I thought it went
maybe
from
he was.
$2 billion to.
Maybe he was a $2 billionaire. But still, only
Been saying
$400
some
million.
nasty stuff lately. So, I hate to see someone, lose all of their business interests from stuff that they say. But man, that's been anti-Semitic. I will agree.
It's wacky.
I don't like it.
He'll put out another album and all will be forgiven.
We'll see.
I don't know. He's a conservative now. I don't think so. You don't
I know
forgive
everything is cut. They've lost. He's lost his promotion people. His schools are closing. Everything. Yeah, I know. It's almost all gone. No doubt about that.
I don't like it.
A reminder that you need to subscribe to my daily podcast, Chewing the Fat, available wherever you listen to your podcast. Chewing the Fat with Jeff Fisher. Subscribe. Enjoy. Thank you. Last week I told you about the release of the Taylor Swift 10th album, Midnights, featuring 13 tracks that capture what she describes
do you like it? Are you into
nights
it?
in her life. Also unveiled an additional 7 songs that didn't make the album under the heading 3 a.m. edition. I mentioned her Spotify records after one day, most streamed album on Spotify in 24 hours, most day one streams of an album on Spotify, which was 184.6 million streams, and the most streamed act on Spotify in 24 hours, 228 million streams. Well, now, Taylor Swift becomes the first artist to claim all top 10 spots on Billboard's Hot 100 Songs chart.
Wow.
All 13 songs, all 13
Jeez.
songs from her Midnights album are in the top 15.
Good.
Congratulations.
Golly.
The first artist in history to command all 10 of
You
the top
imagine?
spots.
Think of the artists there have been in history.
Well, last year,
Beatles, Rolling Stones, Michael Jackson. None of those?
Drake had 9.
Dang.
I mean, you didn't mention
hold on.
Drake.
Did
when
you say these were
mentioning all the
streaming?
artists in the
Drake.
past.
Hold on. Did you say these were streaming, Jeffy?
No, this is Billboard's Hot 100.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay, this
Even
last
more
week,
impressive.
yeah. So, I mean, Drake had 9. I know you failed to mention Drake. That was last year, but on 13 of the top 15. I mean, plus you saw the post there from the Target stores CD. You get exclusive 3 bonus tracks. So all the Swifties get like 13 from the album, 7 from the 3 a.m. edition, and 3 from the exclusive Target CD.
Dang.
I'm pretty sure that equals.
So if we put the 18-minute together along with the 7-minute together, you got 22 minutes. You sell it with 8 minutes of ads, you got 30 minutes.
I'm
You
pretty
got
sure
30
you get
minutes.
there.
Yeah. All right.
Pretty sure that's what it equals out to be.
That's
Pretty
really,
impressive.
Really impressive, yeah.
Pretty impressive.
That's amazing.
I know. And she's starting her, world tour middle of this month or whatever. So.
And
she'll be-
where are you going to attend it?
Well, here. She's
yeah,
putting on a
okay.
couple of shows here in the DFW Metroplex in April, I think.
Don't act like you don't know when it
I don't
is.
know if I can wait that long. I might have to travel to another city,
Right.
to see her.
Yeah.
And being the Swiftie that I am. The world's fastest shoe. Do we have to? Yeah, I'll give you the world's fastest
shoe.
The Pittsburgh-based robotics and engineering company Shift Robotics has just unveiled its battery-powered sneakers, the Moonwalkers, said to be the world's fastest shoe. So here's cut one and give you a little look of the
Of
world's
these on
fastest
countless beta
show.
testers, covered hundreds of miles of the roughest urban terrain, from cracked sidewalks to gravel. I mean, you name it, we've crossed it in our Shift shoes. Despite the global supply chain challenge,
They're making them.
we are already in production of some of our early production units using the same suppliers that Tesla even sources from. And we've already procured all the raw materials, all the semiconductors to build our first batch of production units. We have shoes in production today.
We believe in a future where everything can be within our walking distance.
Yeah, that's great, and so do I. But rather than thinking of
Everything can be within walking.
Well, I mean,
France
technically,
be within walking
technically,
distance. Yeah.
as Stephen Wright pointed out to us years ago, if you have the time, everything's in walking distance.
If you have the time,
If you have the time, yeah. But rather than thinking of them as powered skates.
He also told us a great way to get out of a ticket from a cop when you're pulled over and he tells you were going 80 in a 60 mile an hour zone. You say I wasn't planning to be out that long. Get it?
So
think about it. It's a thinking man's joke.
I got it. Now, if you're looking to invest in the project, I mean, they're looking for Kickstarter money for the Moonwalkers Are Not Skates program. They're expecting to be able to deliver in March, and they're only, how much would you pay for a pair of Moonwalkers?
$9.99. A little bit under $10.
Really?
Yeah. Would I have to pay more than that?
$1,099.
Get out! Come on! Over $1,000 for that? Oh my God!
But they're Moonwalkers. It's the fastest shoe on earth. I don't know what you.
Oh, I almost forgot that part.
I know.
All right.
So
I guess they're worth it.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't pay that for the second fastest shoe on earth. For the fastest.
For the 10th fastest.
Wow. That's amazing.
That is amazing. So anyway, I know we're coming up on the end of chewing the fat, but I'd just like to say, bro. Bro. Bless you.
Thank you.
Keith. And bro.
So you're rubbing in the BYU game.
Not rubbing it in. What is happening? What has happened?
They lost they collapsed. They don't have any confidence anymore.
Is King Kawanahana fired yet?
No, not yet. No.
That guy's got to go,
be.
man.
He's not
Come
going
on
to.
now.
He's not going to. That's not their style, for one thing.
This was supposed to be a great year for BYU.
I know.
And
Tell me about
nothing.
it. Tell me about it. Here they were, 10-2 in the regular season last year, right? They had everybody back from that team virtually everybody back. And look at them. Something drastically bad happened with that culture, that team. I don't know. I don't know how you wipe that out in 1 year.
Well, you know how you wipe it out is you go into the Big 12 and you go into a
Well, that hasn't
league
even happened yet.
That'll help.
That next year you go
Wait
into...
till it happens. Jeez.
Oh, no problem.
I want to withdraw our membership, I think. Wait, is it too late to go into the Sun Belt Conference?
Oh. Wait, don't dog the Sun Belt Conference. They go to Lincoln and win.
Oh, boy. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. Welcome. Few tweets here to share with you from Frank Johnson. The reason there's inflation worldwide is because as America's economy goes, so goes the world. Yeah. So when Biden says, it's inflation all over the world. Yeah, that's because of our inflation. Numbnuts, think about it, all right? Get your head out and
stop picking your nose.
Stop picking your nose.
Too late.
Yeah, too late. Biden, this is from Toothpaste Words. Biden doesn't even know what he's saying, so how are we supposed to know? Boy, Bunter Hyden, crack connoisseur. So does Joe pick his nose? Well, yes, we just ascertained that. That might be the cause of his dementia. Liberty Trucker 2. I feel sorry for all the poor schmucks who have to transcribe all of Fetterman's on-the-record comments. Caffeinated Texan tweets. Taylor made another album? Let me guess. More singing out of tune, complaining about ex-boyfriends.
There you go.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
And she only got 13 of the top 15 Hot 100. Man.
That's impressive, though.
Awesome.
Yeah. From Benjamin Flinsberg. I find it more funny that all the big German companies that canceled Ye somehow profited from Nazi slave labor during World War II. What a great point that is.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
That is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Isn't it? Also, now we come to the Paul Pelosi situation. Is this bizarre or what?
It sure is.
Even when they're putting together the timeline or the order in which things happen, still doesn't make sense. But now we're finding out the Capitol Police installed cameras on the Pelosi home.
Which we assumed anyway.
Yeah,
I mean, there had to be some sort of security cameras. When you looked at those pictures, the original pictures of the neighborhood after the first night, every house has cameras.
Oh yeah, for sure. So the Capitol Police installed these cameras, captured the break-in. No one was watching.
Huh? Wait, what?
Nobody's monitoring the video feed.
The same guy's working at the
at
the prison
at
for
the
MC.
Manhattan prison complex. Inside the command center for the U.S. Capitol Police, a handful of officers were going through their routines early Friday morning, cycling through live feeds from the department's 1,800 cameras used to monitor the nearby Capitol complex, as well as some points beyond, when an officer stopped. On a screen showing a darkened street nearly 3,000 miles away, police lights were flashing outside the home of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. The officer in D.C. quickly pulled the additional camera angles from around Pelosi's home and began to backtrack, watching recordings from the minutes before the San Francisco police arrived. There, on camera, was a man with a hammer breaking a glass panel.
Was there?
Uh-huh.
I want to see this video.
I do too.
I want to see it now.
So he broke the glass panel and entered the speaker's home, according to 3 people familiar with how Capitol Police learned of the break-in.
Okay. Well, then, take that.
So
yeah,
this is interesting to note, too. Nobody was watching, and when he broke the glass and entered the home, no alarm went off. Huh.
And those are the only
Interesting.
cameras and only alarm is the camera at Capitol Police headquarters in D.C.?
Of course
What?
not. I mean, this is ludicrous. So what they're saying happened. Let me see if they have the timeline here, because it doesn't make any sense. So the guy breaks in, no alarms go off.
Right.
Paul's upstairs sleeping, fast
Right.
asleep. He doesn't hear the glass break or
Right.
anything. He goes all the way up to his bedroom, and there's a guy in his bedroom. Where's Nancy? Where's Nancy? She's not here right now.
We put my teeth in.
But can I go potty? So he asks the guy.
So he goes potty.
He asks the guy, can I go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead. Go to the bathroom. He goes into the bathroom. So this is a really nice intruder,
Well, yeah.
obviously, who allow him not to wet his pants during the
Right.
home invasion. It's great. So he goes into the bathroom and calls 911. Somehow he had his phone with him, I guess, in his PJs or stuck up his rectal cavity. I don't know. I don't know where he keeps his phone.
And he left it on.
And he left it on.
Right?
Uh-huh. And so he called police, and then he comes back out, and police arrive in time to see the struggle and watch him get hit in the head with a hammer.
Well, yeah, they
What?
told the
And he
original
greeted-
story
and he
was,
greeted him,
was
too.
telling
Yeah,
him,
he greeted
told
him.
him to stop.
What happened between the time he calls police and the arrival of the police?
Plus,
what are they just sitting down and having tea? What's going on there?
Plus, I mean, I don't know if you commended the 911 operator or not, but I mean,
Well, I did because
Yeah.
the 911 dispatcher
Not the same thing.
sensed trouble.
Yeah.
Not the same thing.
Which has got to be rare in that position.
Of course
right?
it is.
If you're a 911 dispatcher,
And
you don't often get calls like that.
No, you don't.
You know what? My spider senses are tingling that there's something going on at this home.
So anyway, good for. I mean,
Hold on.
good for the 911 operator.
Yes, way to sense trouble.
Yes,
You were really
you got a
intuitive.
call and
You got like a
figured
sixth
it out.
sense there. That's incredible.
I've got some questions. Let's see here. The attacker guy, right? He apparently told police that he was on a suicide mission.
Right.
How
there
convenient is that going to be when he's suicided while awaiting trial?
Oh yeah, and he said there were multiple people that he was going to attack too, right? That's what's being
Yeah, I want to see that
reported.
list as well.
So it was a suicide mission after we were going to attack
right.
several people, or before.
And somebody brought up
was
a good
confused.
point. Why is this going through federal court?
Well, it's
Paul
going through
Pelo-
both.
Okay, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, see, Paul Pelosi not being an office holder.
No, but they charged. It's a family member. The case, if you read
Okay.
the charges, and the feds are working in conjunction with the state authorities.
I do appreciate this message from Rising Serpent on Twitter. Isn't it amazing how the media hasn't figured out the January 6th pipe bomber, hasn't figured out the Supreme Court leaker,
Right.
hasn't figured out a single one of Epstein's clients,
The Las Vegas
or
shooter.
the motive of the Las Vegas shooter, but they knew
Right.
Paul Pelosi's midnight visitor was MAGA even before both could put their underwear back on.
I love that line.
a good take.
I love that
That's
line.
funny.
Good take.
Now there's also body cam footage from the police officers that I'd like to see.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Yes.
And when they were asked, the district attorney was asked about it in the original press conference on Monday afternoon prior to the court hearing. And she was asked about it, and she said, well, if that footage gets, if it
Subpoenaed.
airs in court, then you'll see it.
Yeah. But the family's already gotten to see it.
I'd like to see that before court.
Why does the family get to see that and we, the
Because
public?
they're special.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh. I thought the fact that, we paid for all that equipment. Do we not get to see the footage ourselves? It's in the people's interest.
No.
That
No.
sucks.
Let me take a minute and tell you about Patriot Mobile. Patriot Mobile is doing such great work. They really are. They put their money where their mouth is. They put their actions where their mouth is. And they did some great things in multiple school districts here in Texas. They got, first of all, a bunch of douchebags in the South Lake school board, on the school board. They got them replaced. And in pretty much every case, they replaced 3 of them at a time. And I think each of the conservative candidates that won by like 70-30. And this is in large part due to the work of Patriot Mobile. They are really fighting for the sanctity of life, freedom of speech, the Second Amendment. They believe what you believe. They have affordable plans for you, too. You, your family, even your business. And they offer the same nationwide coverage as the major carriers. They're on all the same cell towers. Go to patriotmobile.com/Pat or call 972-PATRIOT. You'll get free activation when you use the offer code PAT, P-A-T. patriotmobile.com/Pat or 972-PATRIOT.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Even Pelosi's neighbors are asking questions about what is going on. Why did the home invasion trigger no warning, no alarm, nothing? I mean, all that security, including Capitol Police security, it's a Speaker of the House.
Yeah.
I don't care whether she's there or not. You got to have some kind of security.
Well, the house was vandalized not long ago, so we know that they had to have upped security after that. We know that the neighborhood had their own security plan, right? I mean, all the neighbors got together and had their own security. I was under the impression. So we still, we're just counting on the guy that went for coffee and a donut and in D.C. to see footage like, hey, what are the cops doing there? Oh, I don't know.
So the neighbor says if a glass is smashed, then an alarm went off. No, that for some reason that did not happen. But that's what she, questioned. And
right. Well, the district attorney said that the alarm was off. In her one press conference, she mentioned that, and was it? I don't know, but she said that the alarm was off.
That's really hard to believe.
Timeline.
Many, many hard to believe things are being said. And one of them is that the alarm's off. Shut up. Why would you ever leave the alarm off when you're going to bed? You would not.
You would.
How is he alone in the house? They have security. They have 24-hour, 7-day-a-week security for her. But is it only when she's there, or do they protect the family
I don't
when
know.
she's in Washington?
And there were reports of someone in the neighborhood seeing a guy dressed in black, right, in the neighborhood that they're assuming was him. Did he put his shorts on later? Or
no idea.
I don't know.
The neighbor said there were black cars outside that house, particularly up on Normandy Terrace, all the time.
I'm sure that was frustrating probably for the neighbors.
I don't distinguish between her being there and not being there. There were always multiple cars, as there should be.
Yeah, whatever.
That's a big-time position. You get credit because you're high profile, and there are kooks out there.
So it sounds like security is typically always there, and it also sounds like it wasn't a state of heightened alert if the alarm wasn't set and nobody knew there was trouble happening in the house. It almost sounds like things were just a normal, it wasn't, I don't know, there's so many details that we need to find out about this thing.
I will say, for many, it's echoes of January 6th.
There are echoes of January 6th there? Are there?
Of the day.
What does that mean, really? That
Almost died.
there are echoes
I
of
don't
it.
know, but I keep seeing it everywhere.
That there are echoes of J6?
This particular Pelosi incident is just another echo of January 6th.
Well, really, everything's about January 6th now, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, especially if it's an echo.
Right.
I mean, holy cow.
You don't want an echo of that day.
You do not want an echo of that.
Because that was, if I'm not mistaken, the day democracy almost died.
You are not mistaken.
No, I didn't think so.
Almost.
Because I've heard that somewhere.
Not quite.
Okay. So I don't know. I mean, they don't want us to come up with our own conclusions, but they won't share any of the events that make any sense. They won't tell us what actually happened. I mean, because what they're saying just doesn't fit. He goes into the bathroom, makes a phone call to 911, comes out. Police aren't there for what, 10 minutes or so? Even if it was 3 minutes, 4 minutes. What is going on in the meantime with Paul Pelosi and the intruder?
I'll tell you another thing.
Then when they knock on the door, he goes down and answers it. And David just accompanies him?
Guess so.
All right, let's go downstairs and answer the door. Cops are here.
Greets.
Kind of pissed off you called him, by the way, Paul. That wasn't nice.
That's why we need the body cam
You want me to hold
footage.
the hammer, or have you got it? So, because he had the hammer, right? He took the hammer from Paul.
Yes.
Plus, then there was a report that talked about on the way to the hospital.
Uh-huh.
All right, so he's been struck in the skull by a hammer.
Got a fractured skull out of it.
On the way to the hospital in the ambulance, he told a police officer that he didn't know DePapi, and he was I don't know, speaking in code or whatever and trying to be.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's why he said his name is David and he's a friend, right?
Right.
He was speaking
in code.
Right.
Because he'd never met him. He'd never met him before. So I will say, as someone who has traveled to a hospital in an ambulance, man, you just don't shut up. You just don't shut up in those ambulances.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I wouldn't think that would be the case.
Yapping to the
to
the EMPs all the way to the hospital.
So hold on.
I mean, no, you're not. They're busy taking care of you.
Right.
The door that David supposedly entered, we've seen the broken glass on the outside.
It does look like
right?
that, yes.
And the door is closed, right?
Yeah, what are those French doors on that?
Right. So
terrace or
even if
whatever?
he busted the glass and somehow got it to fall outside and open the door through the handle, are you taking the time to close the door? I don't know. But the picture that we see from the aerial shot is the glass is outside and the door is closed, and it's not large enough to just walk right in.
Well, police may have closed it after they were invited in.
Sure. Okay.
By Paul Pelosi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who greeted them. And then went over to David and they struggled for the hammer. And David took it from him and hit him in the head with it while the police were sitting there watching the entertainment, I guess.
I guess so.
This is interesting. Hey, Paul, you got a sandwich or something that we could eat while we watch this go on? I don't know.
Oh, my gosh. Did you just hit him in the skull?
Hey, that wasn't nice.
Dude.
Come on now.
Fake Tyler Morgan tweets out, the real echo of January 6th is the security and body cam footage not being released.
I know.
That's the truth.
Oh, man. What a weird situation. All right. Election night is just around the corner. It's a week from yesterday, and the stakes, of course, have never been higher for these midterms. Several races across the country have gotten very interesting, and we'll see if that holds up. Will Republicans be able to win a Senate seat in Washington State, of all places? They're really close to it. Really close. Kathy Hochul could be in real trouble in New York. Of course, you got Gretchen Whitmer fighting for her job, and so many more. Stu Burguiere kind of serves as Blaze Media's resident psophologist.
Wait, what?
Which is a fancy word that means someone who studies elections.
Wow.
Okay.
That's not the word I was thinking when I thought of Stu. I'll tell you that. But you go ahead and call him that.
Who wrote this?
Anyway, I'll be there. Glenn's going to be there. All kinds of special guests and surprises for the night. So go to theblaze.com/election guide to get a free copy of the Blaze Media's ultimate guide to the midterms, and we'll deliver it straight to your inbox.
What are the odds that you guys, when you wrap up that show on Friday or Saturday, that all the races will be done? Because you're doing this Tuesday night. It's election night.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're about zero.
Yeah.
But you want to be there and don't want to miss a thing. Theblaze.com/election guide.
It'll be awesome.
I do support fracking, and I support fracking, and I stand and I do support fracking.
By the way, if they do, that means not a joke, everybody. By the way, if they do, that means not a joke.
Okay, it's not a joke. He does support fracking. And he does stand, and he does support fracking. So, just so you know. He also said this.
I don't support fracking
at
all, and I never have.
I called for a moratorium on fracking. There's no such thing as a green fracker.
I'm not pro-fracking.
2016 fracking moratorium pledge that Fetterman signed for an environmental watchdog group, as well as a 2016 tweet he sent while running for U.S. Senate.
I don't support fracking. I think it's something that has to eventually go away, and I would like to see it, transition out.
Right. Okay. Well, there you go. That's where he stands. And he told you he stands. And so he does. Got some tweets here. Spoon self-defense expert. Weird how when something important happens that creates a narrative or protects the elites, the cameras fail or no one is watching. Yeah.
That's for sure.
Putin on a Ritz. You guys keep avoiding the most important question about the Pelosi home invasion. Is the ice cream in the fridge okay?
Oh, yeah. Nancy's really pricey ice cream.
It was a nice fridge, too.
So. It was a nice fridge, and it was very expensive ice cream. And it was well organized.
It sure was.
In the freezer.
Because that's how everybody keeps their freezer.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Completely organized. I have mine in alphabetical order.
You do?
I do.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, what happens when you say run out of a flavor and then it messes up the whole system?
I have to go get a flavor to replace it.
You send your do boy to go get
a lot of trouble.
Go get another flavor.
It's worth it, though. Comrade Snoobage tweets, if the Pelosi's have private security, Capitol Police, and federal agents who watch their property, why call 911? Wouldn't there be a panic button or a direct number saved on their phones to call their private security or Capitol Police?
I doubt they have any kind of preset number.
I don't know.
How would you do that?
Yeah, you can't do that. What are you talking, sci-fi here? You're watching too many Star Trek movies. Yeah. Oh, boy. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. Will we ever find out the truth? What's your guess here? Will we ever get the real story on Paul Pelosi's attacker?
I hope so.
I hope so, too, but I doubt it.
So.
Depends on what kind of security is in place at wherever they're holding him. Then I'll be able to answer that.
Okay. We'll see.
He's going to die in prison. We know this before trial, right?
Well, that's where the suicide scenario comes in, because it was a suicide mission.
And
for
that
him.
they can circle back. Because I also, you know what? In addition to the body cam footage and the security camera footage, I want the interrogation footage. I want to hear him say, I was on a suicide mission. I don't want to hear police say, it's reported that he told police he was on a suicide mission. And he had a list of other, okay, let's see the list. I want to see his handwriting, and I want to see him actually verbalize that, yeah, I was on a suicide mission. No, they can circle back to this later and say, see, I mean, he told us he was on a suicide mission, and I guess he just gave up in prison, or in jail waiting for trial.
But darn the luck on the cameras going out right before he killed himself. Who would have guessed anything like that could happen? You just can't foresee those kinds of things. You can't. And so we got no evidence whatsoever.
Well, there was a power outage.
Yeah, that happens.
California power outage.
You know what? The other thing is
blackout.
People fall asleep.
Sure.
You know, whether they're working or not, sometimes they just fall asleep.
Guards are human,
and the guards are human. Let me tell you about Omega XL. If you've got pain, here's a way out of it. If any of your 360 joints in your body start to ache all the time, you got inflammation there. Sometimes when I touched my left elbow, you could feel the heat coming off of it because it was inflamed. Well, Omega XL calms down that inflammation. It's so great. Because of the science, when we're young, our bodies produce SPMs. nature's way of keeping joints healthy. But as we age, we don't produce enough of them. And you can restore your SPMs with Omega XL. Go to OmegaXL.com/Pat. You buy your first bottle. You'll get a second one for free. OmegaXL.com/Pat or 800-844-4888.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Okay, coming up, we got to tell you about things getting tense, apparently, between Joe Biden and Vladimir Zelenskyy.
Oh, no.
Now, we're just hearing about this call back in June, but apparently it got a little testy between the president and Vladimir. We weren't performing the way he expects.
Oh, no.
And supposedly Biden got a little sick of hearing it and gave him an earful. Huh. Is that why we now have Americans stationed there that are getting involved in this thing, a lot like happened in Vietnam? Oh, they're just advisors. Don't even worry about it. These are just advisors and a few special forces.
Okay.
Of course, 101st Airborne Division. And,
This is Pat Gray.
okay.
Well, when you play it like that,
it's clear, right? Now it's just crystal clear. All right. Ask him where he stands. He'll tell you. What's the matter with you? I don't want to hear anything of this.
Boy, what a tough choice for Pennsylvania. Am I right?
Yeah. Isn't it?
It is.
Because you got a guy who does support fracking, who doesn't support fracking.
But he stands.
And you have this other guy who used to be on TV, and he's rich. I mean, I'm going with the guy who doesn't support fracking. That's where I stand. I do support.
Wait, what?
Then you got these buffoons.
I've now been in 57 states.
We went to 54 states.
I've now been in 57 states.
We went to 54 states.
Two of our last three presidents don't know how many states there are in the union. That's a good feeling, isn't it?
It is.
It's a good feeling.
It is. It makes you proud.
Yeah, it does. So Biden apparently lost his temper and shouted at Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelenskyy. You don't want to hear that.
Did he?
Oh, no. Did he? He shouldn't do that.
No, it's not nice.
The tense exchange reportedly came on June 15th when Biden called Zelenskyy to relay news that he secured about $1 billion in defense and humanitarian funding for the country. I guess he calls him every time. So he's on the phone with him almost every day.
No kidding.
Right.
More often than Kamala.
Yes.
He meets with him.
Yes. Zelenskyy reportedly did not express an ample amount of gratitude, however, and began listing more things his country needed, and that set him off. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I hope it did.
Didn't stop him from sending anything.
No, it did not.
Yeah, and this was in May. How many payments have we sent over there since June then?
Many.
Okay, so we didn't change our behavior.
No, will you just be more thankful?
Right. But get this, though. Biden then raised his voice.
Ooh. I mean, dementia is going to do that anyway.
Saying the American people were already being very generous. Well, that's for sure. Zelenskyy soon released a video statement thanking the U.S. for its support. Okay.
Biden raised his voice. We sure he didn't whisper?
Yeah. No, he likes to do that, though, as we've seen many, many times.
Yeah.
By the way, Afghan Special Force soldiers who fought alongside American troops and then fled to Iran after the chaotic withdrawal of the U.S. last year are now being recruited by the Russian military to fight in Ukraine.
Oh.
According to three former Afghan generals, they said the Russians want to attract thousands of former elite Afghan commandos into a foreign legion with offers of steady $1,500 a month payments and promises of safe havens for themselves and their families so they can avoid deportation home to what many assume would be death at the hands of the Taliban.
I bet.
They don't want to fight, but they have no choice, said one of the generals. Adding that the dozen or so commandos in Iran with whom he has texted fear deportation most. They ask me, give me a solution. What should we do? If we go back to Afghanistan, the Taliban will kill us.
Right. Because they helped Americans. So
yeah.
We left them behind, and now they have no choice but to go and fight in Russia. That is
perfect.
Awesome.
Couldn't they go fight for Ukraine?
No, because it's the Russians that are going after them.
The Russians are in Iran.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so you talked about that money that we send so generously over to Ukraine.
$1 billion here, $1 billion there, $60 billion there, $40 billion over there. Over here, we got another $700 million, which is just a drop in the bucket, hardly worth even sending.
I wonder where it's going.
Into the bank of Zelenskyy.
Yeah, and members of parliament. Yeah, I thought we should revisit this image that came across back in March.
Remember this? Ukrainian media reported that a member of parliament,
the wife,
was stopped. Oh, the member of the family of a member of parliament,
the wife of a former member of parliament,
stopped at the border with Hungary, and she was forced to declare 1.3 million euros and 28 million in U.S. dollars. Oh,
so did they just take it, or she just declared it and she went on her merry way?
I think they sent her on her way.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Didn't have to surrender it.
Isn't that nice? That's nice.
It is.
In the United States, that'd just be stolen from her by the FBI.
Thank you. That's what I was thinking, too.
Sorry, this is ours now because we're pretty sure you did something here.
So obviously she didn't fly through Love
You
Field.
can file some paperwork and try to get it back if you want.
Right.
There's been no update on that story. It's been a year now since they confiscated that lady's money over here at Love Field.
Mm-hmm.
They had the stupid dog standing next to it. And
Right.
No.
Also, for residents of Florida, Charlie Crist wants to be your governor, of course. He's way behind DeSantis, which is
he's not going to
fortunate and good and right. And it gives you a little bit of hope for America. But if Crist were to win, he wants to bring back mask mandates, possibly. Check this out.
Pandemic, hopefully it's behind us.
This guy's talking through a mask.
As Florida's governor, would you be open to mandating or regulating masks?
I would be open to doing what scientists about. I just read articles.
Got quite a crowd
I'm
there.
glad you brought it up. So I'm going to the airport right after this, going to Orlando, and I'm going to wear a mask on the plane.
Good for you.
You don't have to anymore, but I'm going to, because Florida is experiencing an uptick that began this week.
Could somebody
And it's
teach
not
him how to
even
tie a
the
tie,
Omicron
by the way?
BA2.
Look at that.
It's a new
Way too long.
variant. So it's very poignant. Thank you.
There. Okay, wow. That's great. So he wants you to know he's virtue signaling. I'm going to wear a mask on a flight, even though I don't
Yeah, and he
have
said at the beginning of the clip that he would be open to bringing that back. Florida, you ready for that?
Good. The more mandates, the better. The more you can tell us what to do, the better we like it.
Might be time we remember the COVID mask era in America. Shall we revisit a daycare? I think this was in New York.
With the forced masks?
Yeah, let's see this kid. This kid is all of us.
Put the mask on.
It's a smart kid right there.
No, you gotta wear it on, honey.
No, he doesn't. So back off. And you can see the caption. The mom had to go to work, and so she has to drop her son off at this hellhole. Yay, Mason.
Look, we're gonna keep it right here.
Mason is smarter than these workers. That's for
He doesn't
damn
want to
sure.
wear the mask. Are you getting some of that?
Yeah, and I'm also I'm not on board with the pandemic amnesty either. You gotta remember these moments. You can't just forget it and let them change history right under your nose.
Yeah. They're sure trying, though.
Yep. Don't forget how they treated your kids. Look at that. I mean, that is abuse.
I mean, how far are we from doing what China's doing? If we elect the wrong people, this stuff is going to get worse. It really is. Even though the pandemic's kind of subsided, there'll be another one eventually, and they will use that one to take away our rights.
That's the guideline.
And our freedoms. Look what they're doing in China. This is why they were stuck at 84,000 infections, supposedly.
It took them forever to get to that.
Forever, it did. Yeah. But they do take draconian measures. Look at this.
Look at that. It's a drone with a QR code flying above the cars telling them if they can go or not.
Wow. Oh, jeez.
Is that not Orwellian?
Yeah, it is.
Look at that.
Yes, it is. What a great use of technology, China. Congratulations. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Why we don't live there. As bad as it is here and irritating, it's not China, thank goodness. Let's hope it doesn't get there. But we got to pay attention and demand that it not get there in order for that not to happen. All right. Let me tell you about iTarget Pro For years, we've talked about iTarget Pro. But let me tell you about them taking things to the next level. Have you ever seen competitive shooters practice timing drills on the range? Imagine being able to do that at home anytime you want and never spend a dime on ammo. That's what all the new iTarget Cube does. The iTarget Cube is fully compatible with your existing laser bullets. So, unlike Apple, who makes everything non-compatible so that you got to buy all brand new things, you can use what you already have with iTarget Pro with this new iTarget Cube. It's fantastic. Fully compatible. You can buy one or upgrade to the 3-pack for a truly unique training experience. But you compete with your friends. You got these cubes, and you can set them up wherever you want to, and then you can practice firing while you're on the run. It's really fun. It's really cool, and it's going to help you be a better shooter. Right now, save 10% plus free shipping when you use the offer code PAT at itargetpro.com. iTarget comes in most calibers from 9mm to 223, so you can train with almost anything. It's the easiest and most cost-effective way to train, pays for itself in a single day. And you got to try out this new iTarget Cube. Really fun. The letter I, then targetpro.com. itargetpro.com. Offer code PAT.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Oh, let me backtrack for just a minute. We were talking about Ukraine and all the assistance we're giving them and how it's still just not enough. It's never enough. And now we're getting reports that U.S. boots are on the ground in Ukraine.
Sure, they're just tracking weapons now.
Yeah.
That's all they're doing.
You're just tracking weapons. Don't even worry about it. Really? Yeah, they're just advisors. Don't even worry about it in Vietnam.
All the little slip-ups that some of our leaders are using when they're talking about mentioning war. That doesn't mean anything, right?
Doesn't mean anything. No, come on.
It's a slip of the tongue.
Was there a vote in Congress that we missed declaring war?
Pretty sure not. No, that would be something that would probably catch our attention, I would think.
We would have caught that.
Yeah, I think so.
Just making sure.
Pathead Marion sent this picture from the highway. She apparently noticed a truck with some interesting things on it. Do we have the photo of that? Not subject to DOT regulations. This driver identifies as a Prius.
Absolutely awesome.
That's on the back of a big rig. I don't guess we have that image.
I love that.
That's awesome.
It's on an 18-wheeler, but it identifies as a Prius.
So let them go.
So you can't regulate me.
Do we have that picture?
I can do whatever I want.
Look at that. There we go. That's wise.
It's awesome.
Well, you messed up, though, when you said this truck identifies as a Prius. You just say this vehicle.
Oh, right.
Don't give it away that it's a truck.
I didn't mean to dead describe
it.
That's
what they put on.
Dead described it.
They screwed up on the sign.
Bastards. Hate. It's nothing but hate speech.
Yeah, but I do like the new Twitter there, talking about the environment and all sorts of fun stuff.
Oh,
little interesting.
Plastic recycling is a myth?
Yeah, isn't that fun? On Twitter. That was my news headline yesterday when I opened it up.
Now, is that just because
I don't
Elon
know.
is there that was able to slip through?
I don't know.
There was a big story about how the recycling has gone down.
Oh, yeah. Nobody is. Well, I can't say nobody.
Right.
But as a rule, I don't think we even think that much anymore about recycling. Do we?
Well, I mean, we all have we get the deals with our local trash people. And have
you have a green
recycling.
and a blue can, and I use the green can when the blue can is full.
Is that how it's supposed to work?
My recycling guy, he freaking hates me.
Yeah. I bet he does.
Oh, it's fun. It's a fun time.
Does he move the trash back and forth?
One time I was out there, and I guess he can't speak. He just points. Mm-hmm. And he's like, no. So I literally took the bag that he was referring to in the green can, and I go, oh, like this? Okay, now you're happy? It's in the blue can. Ugh.
You don't want to displease your recycle guy.
No, you don't.
You just really don't.
No, you don't.
And you don't want to displease Greta Thunberg either, because she's 18 now, 19 even.
No, Greta, she's got to be
20, 25,
now, right?
She's about 40 years old.
She retired. She just retired. Got the gold watch.
Time flies.
Last night, London's Royal Festival Hall hosted a children's crusade. The purpose? To celebrate the launch of The Climate Book, Greta Thunberg's coffee table manifesto, which collects essays from climate scholars interspersed with photography and doom data.
Yeah, I'm surprised this didn't get more coverage. This was on unheard.com, and they gave us the play-by-play. Yeah, she had some interesting thoughts there.
I love the doom data, don't you? Because it's always so accurate.
I know.
It seriously is.
I'd like to have a copy.
Interspersed among the usual directives about the need to pressure political leaders, her message was more radical and more militant than it's even been in the past. There is no back to normal, she told us.
Okay.
Normal was the system which gave us the climate crisis. Duh. A system of colonialism.
Thank you.
Imperialism.
Okay.
Oppression and genocide.
Uh-oh.
Doesn't sound
Does it
good.
have a name, this
That is
system?
not good.
That doesn't sound
it's
good.
not good.
What is this system? I want to avoid it. It sounds terrible.
Well, climate justice is part of all justice. You can't have one without the others.
Thank you.
We can't trust the elites produced by this system to confront its flaws. That's why she, much like Rishi Sunak, won't be bothering with the COP meeting this year. That's the climate
coming up,
meeting
right?
or
COP
whatever.
26 or 27 or whatever it is.
Yeah. COP itself is a little more than a scam, she says, which facilitates greenwashing, lying, and cheating.
Yeah, that was her big deal back at the UN, right? When she was blah, 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 blahing. She was tired of all the blah, blah, blahing.
Well, the problem is only the overthrow of the whole capitalist system.
There it is.
Amen.
We got there.
Burn it down.
Marxism is the way to go. You got it straight from the mouth or the pen of Greta Thunberg. I'm glad she's taken the mask off because, obviously this is all about communism.
Absolutely it is. Yeah. Yep. And by the way, the thing that was in my Twitter feed admitted that only 5% of what you recycle, plastic, ends up getting recycled. 5% of what you put in your can. That was the important takeaway from the Twitter thing, which is the fact that information appeared out in the open on Twitter. You have to go hunting for it. I found fascinating in of itself. And somebody else did some digging and read the stupid Biden the Build Back Better light version, and it says in there that new vehicles manufactured after 2026 have to have a remote kill switch. So congratulations, your government on a whim could turn your vehicle off after 2026. Get ready for that fun.
They can already do that if you've got an OnStar.
Okay, well now it's required by law.
Yeah, now it's going to be in
that
all
they're
vehicles.
Built like this.
Unreal. Meanwhile, as far as consensus on this climate BS, scientists are flocking to sign the World Climate Declaration that says, get this, there is no climate emergency. Wait, what?
No.
They've got like 1,400 scientists signing this now.
I love it.
They've finally had enough. This includes 20 university professors. A number of the professors and other academics signing the declaration are experts in pure science fields like chemistry and physics. Over 300 scientists and professionals have signed since August 18th. The total signatories, led by Norwegian Physics Nobel Prize winner, Professor Ivar Geaver, now number over 1,400. He's a Nobel Prize winner.
Nothing says kook.
Like Nobel Prize winning?
Yeah, this guy will be ostracized.
All these people will be.
Yeah.
It would not be an exaggeration to note that the recent publicity given to this document has struck terror in the ranks of the established.
I hope so. I hope that's true. I don't know that that's true.
Pseudo-scientific climate community.
It'd be nice if that actually were true.
Me too. I hope so too. But their gravy train of settled science is fueled by almost unlimited amounts of money, right? And provides the political narrative for the command and control net zero agenda.
And who mentions the 1,400? I mean, that's the whole thing, right? I mean,
they just ignore it,
right?
And continue to claim consensus. But they keep these guys are saying, look, they are very much over-exaggerating what's going on with this climate. Climate models are almost never right, and they're not remotely plausible as global policy tools. And that's what they've used
welcome to the party.
all along. They're said to exaggerate or blow up the effect of greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide and ignore the fact that enriching the atmosphere with CO2 is beneficial. Well, yeah. I mean, without it, we wouldn't live. But they've, the EPA deems it a poisonous gas. There's no statistical evidence that global warming is intensifying natural disasters. Again, true. And there is no climate emergency.
Yeah, but Pat.
Yeah.
If the planet didn't do
what it
does,
it'd be a lot hotter.
We'd be dead.
Yeah. Well, it'd be 200 degrees hotter.
We'd be dead. I know. I don't think we have it.
I don't think
we have it. I think it was.
This hurts. I hate this.
I know.
Oh, no.
I don't think we do. I think it was in the other machine.
Yeah, I'm looking for it right now.
No. I feel like we did before one other time because that was one of my favorite.
Find
clips
ocean.
of all time.
Ocean.
That was one of my favorite clips.
By the way,
with
while you're
reporter.
looking for that, you remember we did a little experiment with the audience. We checked the 90-day forecast because
is it time yet?
Well, it's getting there. Okay, because
it's November 17th, I think.
16th, yeah.
16th.
So we always say, they are trying to predict the weather 100 years out, right? And we say, well, let's give them a challenge. Let's see if they can predict it 90 days out. So we're coming up. So I hope you wrote down or took a screenshot of what AccuWeather predicted 90 days out. For November 16th. Don't forget, here in Irving, Texas, we're supposed to be sunny and 74 degrees. So that's we're still 2 weeks out from that. And
that's right. It's November.
Yes,
I mean,
it's November 2nd
so we'll
already.
See. I'm going to consider a win if it's within 5 degrees. If AccuWeather was within 5 degrees, 90 days out.
Generous,
right? You think?
Yeah,
I'm being nice, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll see. So be checking.
They're going to be wrong. They're always wrong. Their climate models have been wrong since day one. How many times have we talked about the fact that in the 70s they were predicting, catastrophic changes by the 80s? They didn't come. And then in the 80s, they were predicting catastrophic changes by the 90s and 2000. Right. Didn't happen. I mean, they're wrong all the time, and we're still supposed to believe every word out of their mouths.
Oh, wait. I just checked Irving, Texas. Right now, they're saying on November 16th, rain and 65. So there you go.
Oh, all right. Actually had some nice weather lately.
Yeah, we have.
It's been cool. We had a 50-degree day last week when it was raining like a pig out there.
I know.
You know how hard pigs rain.
They do.
They rain really hard.
Why don't you explain it to us?
No, they rain hard. I just did. So,
well, I want more to that.
Oh, I just found these polls too that might be of interest in Texas and Utah. In Texas, people ask me all the time, please tell me that Beto can't win. And I keep trying to assure them, no, he's not going to win. He can't win.
He's not going to win.
Abbott's lead over Beto is 6 points right now. So I don't know what the average is, but he's up by 6.
Right, which feels like that's not
too close. It feels like it's too close.
Yeah.
I think he'll win by 9 or 10. Mike Lee now. Fortunately, despite all efforts by Mitt Romney and others to derail him, he's up by 10.
That's his
over
deal.
Evan McMuffin.
Mitt Romney.
I know Mitt Romney sucks. He just plain sucks.
Full stop.
Please get him out of office when next you have a chance. I think isn't until 2024, right?
Yeah, he just won again not long ago.
Jeez. So anyway, Mike Lee's up. That's the good news. Our best U.S. senator may continue to be
clearly.
Yeah. And on a happy economic note, nearly 40% of small businesses in the U.S. failed to pay rent in October.
No, I thought you said it was happy.
Yeah, you just said it was happy.
Yeah, 60% paid their rent.
Right. That's the happy
Thank
news.
you.
Thank you. You for realizing that, Jeffy. All right. We've got overtime coming up in a few minutes. Then we'll be back here tomorrow for Pat Gray Unleashed.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.